gonna throw it in that newfangled washing machine. Hey, I'll tell y'all about that washing machine. Listen along. I'll tell you about that washing machine I got. It don't have one of them swisher things in there. You know, in your washing machine you have a thing that sticks up like this right here, and it's got some fins on the side of it that go straight out, up and down. They're plumb to the center axis most of the time, unless they are a pleasing S shape in there, and that's supposed to aid in agitation is a word. Make a note of that on that blank page in your book. Just go ahead and right now take a pencil and in that blank page pencil in the word for the week. Whatever it was, pencil it in. And you know, just so it won't be a total 100% waste of time, boy, that's warm. Green tea, small cup. But you know, somebody says, "Oh, you're going to get some bad grades on that." If you talk about the American worker in a negative sort of way, you're going to get some bad grades on it in the comments. You're going to get some sarcastic, one-sided point of view comments on it. But you know the American worker, a worker that has pride in his workmanship. You know, I have been greatly amiss of late. It's come to my attention. Draw a line right there. I think a hashtag or something between that statement and this statement right here. Just hashtag it and go on. As well, right there, that smells so good, that green tea with that lemon and honey in there. Well, it smells good. Okay, now that you're done with that hashtagging, let's get on with the story. Is the American, it's not a story, it's facts as I have observed them in the last couple of weeks. You know, it's so obvious that the American worker. Now, example, I'm just going to throw a still shot up there to tell you what I'm talking about. Right here in my own backyard. You say, "Oh, it was them immigrant workers." Well, it wasn't. It was your hometown electric company. My electric box out there, it is greatly askew. So, who do you blame that on? You can't blame that on China. You know, maybe the electric box was made in China. You know, that has nothing to do with the insulation of it. And you know, if I may describe them in a good sort of way, I was here when they was out there fooling around with the thing. And they were good old American boys, you know what I mean, down home, lived right here all their life, I'm sure, worked for the electric company, and there was too many of them. They done a good job other than, well, they done a poor job, a very poor job. I would rate it a 0. I would say them migrant workers I was just talking about could have done a better job and would have done a better job than the good old American worker. The good old American worker. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I wasn't here when they put the box in, but I was here when they dug the side of it up. And so there was 2 crews from the electric company that come out here, the one that put it in years ago, put it in sideways. You know what I mean? There was a boss and there were some workers. I can just visualize it, you know what I mean? It's a mind movie to yourself right there. Just visualize it. You got this here man comes out here with 3 or 4 pickup trucks, and he got this big old roll of wire on there, and he's got a crane, he got several shovel men. And he comes out to your property and digs this hole with the backhoe and all, you know, and it's on the truck. And they do good. They dig the hole. And as a whole, I would rate it below 0. Finished product. Because when they got done with it, like I say, there was a boss, a crew chief, you know what I mean, and several workers, and there was guys out there leveling it and doing all this kind of stuff, and shoveling and going around. And when it was done, the thing was greatly askew. And they just went on like it was the best job they have ever done. I assume that they cared less. They cared less. I'm not happy with the American worker at all. I'm talking about the guy that came out here and put that box in. Was he proud that he left it crooked? You know, he was an American worker. Who do you blame that on? My. And that cable box out there, that's a comic and it's happening. You know what I mean? The guy come out here and they had not dug the trench from the cable box to the house. They put the box in out yonder, but there was no thing coming over here to me. And the dude come and put it in. Oh, he said, no, he said, I can't put it in. He says, they had to bury the cable before I could hook it up. And I says, man, they won't be out here for another 2 weeks. I know how y'all operate. And he looked at me, you know, kind of with a smile and a grin. He says, I'll hook you up. He says, don't worry about it. I'll hook you up. And anyway, the dude put the cable out yonder in the box, and he didn't have no key to get it off because the people that put it in locked it. Okay, he didn't have no key, so he took the screwdriver and busted his own cable box open. Anyways, the dude got the top of it off, and he put the cable in there. Instead of running it in the hole up in the bottom, and he could put the lid back on it, he just put over in there and hooked it up. Okay, and then he comes over here to the house and drills the hole and hooks it up to my wall over there. All is well. Anyways, I goes back out there to see what the dude was doing. And he was out there and he couldn't get the cover back on the cable box, and it's on there crooked. The whole thing is installed crooked. It says it a slant. Yeah, I just called it just a good old country way of doing things. But it's the American worker that put that in there. The guy that came out here with the backhoe, and I was here and watched him. There was 2 of them. One of them run the machine and one of them put the wire in. I mean, it was a 2-man job. I'll go along with that, for sure. I'll go along with that. It was a 2-man job. But, you know, oh, it's just not that. You know, you be going down the road, you know, everybody sees this. You be going down the road, and the guy that was driving the truck that was striping the white line on the highway. Okay, here he is going down through there, and the dude forgets what he's doing, and he veers off to the side. Okay, oh, I spilled that tea. I'm going to use that shop rag to get that tea up right there. I'm going to wash that up there and put that in a frame. That'll catch that tea. And I'll put that in that newfangled washing machine that I got. It don't have an agitator in there. That's what I was telling you. It's got 1 million little holes in this basket in there. It's one of them low water machines. It's commercial grade. It's got the gigantic big old tub on there. You can throw the whole bed in there and it'll wash it for you. Not complaining about that. It's just the way it works. Whew. You know, when I got that thing home, I didn't pay no attention to the salesman, what he sold me. I walked in the store. I said, what is the cheapest washing machine and dryer combo that you have in the store? I don't care what brand it is. Oh, he said, we're standing right next to it. And he pointed to the pair. And it was cheap. It was a reasonable price with what the brand and all and everything. I was satisfied with the looks of them. But they're gigantic. They're gigantic. My. But anyways, it functions quite well. And it don't use very much water. You know what I mean? But it sounds like a jet plane in my room in there. Whew. Anyways, that's I like it. I like it. That's all I'm saying about that. I like it. Oh yes, that white line that dude was coming down through driving that truck, you know what I mean? He was doing something, you know what I mean? I'm not accusing him of anything, but he was doing something. And he veered off to the side over there, not paying attention. Okay, all it was, he decided, he came alert that he was not driving correctly. And he's striping the highway. Okay, all at once he straightens up and starts doing right again. Okay, he never goes back there and scrubs that paint up and fixes that line. You're stuck with it for the duration of life. I can show you on the highway just a very similar situation. Oh yeah, down yonder, almost to Brownsville, between here and Arkansas, alongside the road, they're building one of them solar arrays, and they put some kind of tourist stop in there with it. You know what I mean? Probably buy a shirt or something. Anyways, it's supposed to be open up pretty soon. We'll stop in there and see what they're doing with that stuff. But it's supposed to be some voltages, you know, and it's supposed to be free to the sunlight and all of that. It's quite something in its concept. Oh, I believe I'll wash up that shop tail there.